Today we are driving the all-new Infiniti QX55. Now this is a first drive review. I only get just less than 24 hours with the car, so we're gonna take a look around it, see this new design from Infiniti. We're gonna look at the interior, we're gonna drive it. I'm gonna give you my driving impressions and what I think about the vehicle overall. But this isn't the full review. Hopefully I'll get one for a full week that I can give you a full review. But until then, we've got this one right now. Let's jump into it. All right, and the first thing you might be wondering is how this fits into Infiniti's SUV lineup. They have the QX50, which is their smaller crossover. They have the QX60, which is their three-row family crossover. And then you have the QX80, which is the big dog. It's still a three-row with V8 under the hood and everything. We've got a review video on each of those. So if you're interested in those, definitely check out a playlist for our Infiniti reviews that will be linked in the end screen or down in the description. This fits in between the QX50 and QX60, obviously the QX55. When they first announced the QX55, they talked about it as being a successor to the FX. The FX was a really great looking SUV back in the day, and I did a quick video when they talked about this with the QX55, talking about how the FX was actually one of the first SUVs that I really was interested in and was excited to drive. After getting to know the QX55 a little bit more, it's not really a successor to that FX. It kind of brings back some of the feelings from the FX, but not really supposed to be targeted like the FX was. This is targeted towards a male audience predominantly, 34 to 45, single, more tech-focused, more self-centered. So that being said, although I fit in the age bracket and I am a male, I am not single, I have kids. I do focus on tech, but this vehicle definitely wasn't made specifically for me. The QX60 is definitely a vehicle that I do like and definitely recommend for larger families. But I think I can get into the mindset of a single male and see what I like about this QX55. So let's jump into it. Different trim levels include the Luxe, the Essential, and the Sensory. We're driving the Sensory all-wheel drive. Moving on to the exterior design here. It is a really great looking SUV. We have the dark gray grille. We have LED signature daytime running lights with LED headlights and LED fog lights. And they are the unique cube designed headlights. Definitely look really nice. Those wheels are 20-inch dark painted and machine finished aluminum alloy wheels. Around the back we do have the LED taillights and of course badging on the hatch. Overall, I think the exterior design is really great. The front grille looks good. The headlights look awesome. The taillights look good as well, but that's really what I've come to expect from Infiniti. I really like a lot of their designs, so there's no surprise that this one, I like it as well. For a little bit more reference on the sizing of this, it is a 110.2-inch wheelbase. Your total length is 186.3 inches. The width is 74.9 inches, height 63.8 inches, and it has 8.6 inches of ground clearance. Now, let's go back towards the rear of the vehicle and pop that hatch and talk about the cargo volume. So we do have a power lift gate. It is a motion activated lift gate on the Sensory model only. Our cargo volume is 26.9 cubic feet with that second row folded up. You can fold those down and get a total of 54.1 cubic feet of cargo volume, which is pretty good. And even though this has a sporty look, you're not sacrificing cargo space there because it's not a truly raked coupe-like design. Moving on to the engine, we have a 4-cylinder 2.0 liter variable compression turbo engine that pushes 268 horsepower, 280 foot-pounds of torque. Now that's matched up to a CVT transmission, which I'm not traditionally a huge fan of. The CVT and the torque converter have been updated in this vehicle, and They feel better than what you're used to with CVTs, but it's still a CVT. As far as that horsepower that comes out of that 2-liter engine, it feels pretty solid in this vehicle. It's not a huge, heavy vehicle, so that definitely feels like a good amount of power. And that variable compression, we first drove the QX50 with the variable compression engine, and I think it works really well, especially in this vehicle. With that, let's move inside, take a look at the interior, we'll take a look at the tech, and then we'll take it for a drive. Okay, so the back seats are really tight in this vehicle. If you're an adult, I'm 6'1", I didn't fit that well in there. The kids fit just fine though, so if you've got smaller kids, it'll still work for you. But if you're planning on hauling around your buddies, especially friends here in Texas, you might want to at least check out those rear seats. Moving into the front seats, we do have the semi-aniline leather seating. That semi-aniline leather is only available in the Sensory, but both the Luxe and Essential do get leather seats. There is no cloth option here. These seats are heated and cooled. We have a moonroof with power open, close, and tilt. And overall, I do like this interior. It looks really nice. I would have liked it to be a little bit more fancy for being the newest vehicle that Infiniti's put out. But it is along the same lines that other Infiniti vehicles out on the market, which are always really good. Tech-wise, we have a 7-inch full-color infotainment screen. We have USB Type-A and USB Type-C ports. We have wireless Apple CarPlay, and we have Android Auto. In this Sensory, we had the 16-speaker Bose Performance Series premium audio system. When I first got the car, I felt like I was sitting up way too high, and you can't lower the seat enough. But after a little bit of driving this vehicle, I did get comfortable in there, but I would still like a little bit more movement in the seat to get a really comfortable position. And with that, let's move to the drive. So let's talk about that power and that engine. The power with the engine is really nice. When you put it into sport mode, it goes really quickly and it handles really well. You do get some exhaust notes when you put it into sport that are piped into the cabin to give you an extra feel of sportiness. But this is more of a fake exhaust note. Without that sport mode on, you can still hear the exhaust, but it's definitely not as pronounced and not quite as nice. We do get a head-up display, which is always nice with newer vehicles. Our EPA rating is 22 city, 28 highway, with a combined of 25 miles to the gallon. All trims of the QX55 have Infiniti's intelligent all-wheel drive system, which provides peace of mind for all-weather driving and maximum traction when the road gets interesting. At takeoff, the system doles power to the front and rear axle at a 50-50 split for maximum performance. If no slip is detected, the system can send up to 100% of the power to the front wheels only for maximum efficiency. If slip is detected, the intelligent all-wheel drive system can deliver up to 50% of the engine's available power to the rear wheels for better traction. Safety-wise, you do get Pro Pilot Assist with steering assist and intelligent cruise control with full speed range, stop, and hold. You also get intelligent cruise control, blind spot intervention, distant control assist, and traffic sign recognition. Now, I didn't really get the opportunity to mess with a lot of the Pro Pilot stuff in this vehicle. Again, I just didn't get a ton of time with the QX55, but I have driven the newest Nissans with the newest Pro Pilot Assist, as well as driven other Infinitis with it before, and it's really one of the better systems in the game, especially for the price point. So I don't at all feel bad saying that the safety systems in here are going to be excellent. Finally, let's talk about the price. The QX55 Luxe, the base trim, starts out at $46,500. The Essential, which is the mid-grade, is $51,600, and the Sensory, the top level trim, is $57,050. Our vehicle's MSRP with a couple of options added was $58,975. And after spending a day in the vehicle, that's a decent price. You can definitely get larger SUVs, other luxury SUVs for that kind of money. So it depends on exactly what you're looking for. But the design here and the tech that's in this, especially with that ProPilot Assist, I think that's a reasonable price. I would like to see power retractable side mirrors in this vehicle. I think it's always great, especially with more luxury offerings, to be able to lock the door and have those mirrors fold in by themselves. I would like to see more updates with the infotainment system and the dual screens. Despite it being a more coupe-like design, a more sporty crossover, the interior volume is actually still really good with this. Me being 6'1", the rear seats were a little bit tight for me, but overall I fit really well in this vehicle. But when it comes to cargo and things like that, it definitely has plenty of room for grocery getting, for adventure traveling. If you need to throw some suitcases, a tent, or anything like that back there, all of our camera equipment that we had fit in the rear just fine. And overall, it's a solid crossover. With those final thoughts, let's jump back out and I'll wrap this video up. All right, and that's our full first look. Again, if you're looking for a full review, be sure to leave it in the comments and we'll get Infiniti to give us one of these for a full week and we'll produce a full review on it when they're available. But overall, I did quite like the vehicle. There's some things about it that doesn't necessarily fit my needs, but for what it is a nice vehicle. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.